Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I have this series of collecting Pokemon cards to 1,000,000 where I have been updating you guys on things that I've been buying so that we can add it to the time capsule binder or slabs, like these crazy higher end slabs. But this video is going to be a little bit different. I don't have a card to add, but I do have an update. We're going to take a look at some of the prices, and this will also just give you guys a general answer to a question, which is, do Pokemon cards increase in price and value? By how much? What does that look like? So we're going to take a look at some of the prices of some of these cards from about 2 months ago. I recorded these in, and we're going to take a look at it now. The reason that I'm taking a look at it now, I was actually wanting to take a look at it like 6 months from when I started to a year, but I was keeping track of this with an app as well, the collector app, but something crazy happened. I guess a glitch where it logged me out. I tried to log back in. My account info wasn't there, and I've spent a lot of time adding a lot of these cards in there, so I kind of just gave up on that. But right now, I have everything set up in 3 different piles. I have my collection binder, which also includes my graded case with PSA slabs, and then I have cards that I'm sending in to get graded, these cards here, and I also have cards that I'm going to be listing in my Discord. If you guys don't know, I have a Discord that I sell, other people can sell as well, reputable sellers. I'm going to be listing these cards, so stay tuned to the very end so you guys can see some of those cards that are going to be listed. You guys have a chance to buy them. They're pretty much minty cards that I just passed up on grading. But that's kind of why I'm doing this, to show you guys where the collection is now and salvage some of the progress that I was keeping track of, because these cards here that I'm going to be grading, I had to change them to a different sleeve. They should have sleeves with the condition, the price, like these here, when I bought the cards and how much I paid for it or what the price of the cards were, but I took them out to get them graded, which are these cards here, some of the more higher end ones. As you can see in the front, Shadowless Charizard, another one varying in condition. This one is light played, this one is moderately played. Some higher end cards, as you can see here, that are going to be heading off to grading. The reason for this is because I think some of these can get really good grades, and some of these older cards that are pretty expensive, it's hard to gauge, like, am I going to be selling it for light played, medium, near mint, moderately played, things like that. So I'd rather just grade it, get the grade, and I can see what the value should be. A lot better, a lot easier, right? So that's kind of why I'm going to be grading some of these cards, and some of these cards I just want to keep in my personal collection. Some of these cards do kind of now have sentimental value, like these Japanese cards here. But anyways, I'm going to be grading a lot of the cards. If you guys have been following my collection, my series of collecting to 1,000,000, a lot of the higher end cards I'm going to be sending off to be graded. But I want to be focusing on the cards that I've preserved pretty much in this binder since about 2 months ago, and we can take a look at what's been happening. I'm going to start off with Charizard and Braxton GX full art. This is from Cosmic Eclipse. So this card here, this is a good introduction to another thing that I've been doing as well, is going back and re-evaluating some of these cards. Like this card is conditioned of light played, but when I go back now and try to look for any issue, this is literally maybe even minty, but definitely should be listed as near mint. So I'm going back and making sure the conditions are accurate as well. But this card, for example, if it is a near mint, then it's at $63 in value versus what I thought before, $41. Maybe this is actually a card worth grading. Oh, I can see why I passed on the grading now. It is off-center, as you guys can see from the front. But cool card, and as you can see, it has increased. I guess I should have, well, we don't know exactly how much, because I didn't write down the price of near mint. But this Gengar Mimikyu is minty. Well, there is no minty category on TCG Player. These are all based on TCG Player prices. I'm going off near mint. So about 2 months ago, this was at 120. Now it's at 127. So that we're seeing in a 2 month span, a card that's around this value can increase about $10 or so, which is a pretty good sum amount. Now, not all cards have increased, but most of these, because I went through and priced it all right, most of them did increase. So this one here, condition light played, I do think this is a light play card, went from 113 to 116. So you can say this is pretty much stayed the same. It's not a big enough move to really gauge that there has been a jump, because as you might know, market price is based on last sold listing. So there definitely could be a card that can sell for a little bit more, a little bit less in the near future. And this Pikachu, I love, amazing card. I had an opportunity to buy another one and I did, so I have two of them in this binder. But this increased about $10, $8 here in 2 months. So as you guys can see, $10 there, $10 here. Now this is for cards that are $100 or more, and obviously there's a lot of different factors like popular Pokemon, rarity of the card, what how old the card is. I've noticed all those things play a factor, but this should give you guys a good understanding of how much do Pokemon cards move throughout the time. And this Gyarados EX, I'm actually now considering grading. It is off center, but I have seen off center cards still get the 10, and the corners and everything else looks really good. So I might actually be grading this in the near future. But this card here like dropped $2, which I would consider this pretty much flat, stayed the same. But you guys can evaluate that. I'm giving you guys the price of it now and then of TCG Player market price, right? So then we're at Blaine's Moltres first edition, and this is a card, whenever you see these dots up here, that I'm most likely going to recondition. And these cards are going to be going I think they're worse condition than I listed it here. I think this should actually be moderately played instead of light played. But for light played, first edition is at 169. So if you see those two dots there, I'm reconsidering reconditioning it. So this light played, I do think it's a light played one. This increased by or decreased by $1. I would say it hasn't changed in price pretty much. So we're seeing a mix of some vintage and some mid-era cards. Lieutenant Surge Magneton first edition pretty much stayed the same. Actually, the condition of this I think would be worse. I probably will put that as moderately played. Look at this Shaman EX, fam. Awesome card. Pretty much flatline, increased by $1. And now we're getting into some cards that I thought were really cheap when I was looking up the price. Like this Charizard EX, I know it's a promo, but from an XY era where I think it was less collected, this has increased. It went from $41 market price, and this is about 3 months of a difference, to $57. So we're seeing a really good increase on this card here. We saw $10 there, $8 there before, and now we're seeing $16 increase. I love to see that. I have two of them, as you might be able to see here. And then a high-end card, Shiny Mega Rayquaza. This card, I listed it, or I put the condition as light played, but I'm thinking that it might actually be more to moderately played. But this is a card that you would probably grade so you can get like a number right and get the most value for the card. And this supposedly at light played jumped from 107 to 119, so a good increase there of $12. Awesome to see. So as you guys can see, these are higher end cards. Like this one right here, it's over $100 as well. Light played, moderately played, that would be even more. But as you guys can see, if you do have cards that are 100 or more, there is a good chance in 2 months or so that they can be increasing by $10, $8 or so. And if you have 100 cards increasing by $10, right, then it starts to add up. So then we're at Venusaur EX, moderately played, $82. Look at this card. I feel like this card is still undervalued. The trio is still undervalued. Pikachu, Venusaur, and Charizard. I feel like these have a long ways to go. And when I think about what type of cards I like to collect, are cards like these that are super iconic, like memorable pretty much. And now we're at Blastoids. This, what do you guys think? Blastoids, fam. Vaporeon, Gyarados, only popular, extremely popular Pokemon in this card. So I can guarantee you that this has gone up in value pretty much from what I know. And let's take a look. Now, this says near mint, and I'm definitely going to be changing that. If you see a question mark, I'm going to be changing that. This is going to be light played. So I did the price at near mint 56. Now, if it was at near mint, it would be 82. That's kind of insane increase in the 3 months. It's like a over $30 increase. That's insane. But light plate is what I'm going to be listing it as, and that's $48, close to what it was near mint before. Awesome card to have. All of these cards, that's why I have them. I think they're really cool. And look at this one, Mega Blastoids. These type of mega full arts are, I think, really cool looking. So I had to grab this one. This has dropped from $27 to $19. So cards can also drop, right? Just like that $8, $10 increase can go the other way. Luckily, this wasn't a big of a drop. And now a card that I really love, and I had to get this as a 10, Flareon EX. Again, really cool, popular card, popular Pokemon. The artwork takes up the full card, and this went from $37 to $46. I think this is definitely a warranted increase for this type of card from generations, right? 2016, we're coming up on 10-year mark from when this card got released. So awesome increase. I have two of them. As you guys are seeing, cards can definitely move up, and they can definitely move down. And this has stayed flat. I'm surprised that this card has stayed flat. Look at this, Sylveon. We have Sylveon Eevee. Awesome card. Staying flat. I don't get it, but let's take a look at what's happening with Shaman EX. $10, staying flat as well. What about Mega Mewtwo? Mega cards, I'm still on the fence about. I think they will increase soon because I think they're going to be coming back to the gameplay, to the hobby. So we are Mega Latios EX from $20 to $17, dropped $3, you can say, or you can call it flat. And again, staying flat. So what I'm seeing is, unless the cards are iconic from mid-era, XY era, they're staying flat. Now, this is a card that I think I just mispriced. Latios EX, full art. Take a look. Awesome card. I priced it at $20, and I think I thought it was too high before, and I think I made a mistake before. But I triple checked. This card market value is at $99 right now. And this card is really clean for how old it is. It does have a little whitening there and there, but there are a couple specs. Still definitely near mint. Maybe not minty, gradable, but really cool card to have. And from the XY era cards that I have here, a lot of it stayed the same in this page here. What kind of surprised me is Black Kyurem is still doing really well. This one here I had as in the fence of near mint and light plate because it has this ink splatters. What I'm thinking is just a factory error here, and if it is, that would put it at near mint. Near mint would be $156 for this card. Light plate would be at $66. So big difference. What a crazy card though. Look at this card. It just looks beastly. And then from another thing that surprised me is that the Gardevoirs, I thought this Gardevoir here was going to do a lot better, the Mega, but actually this Gardevoir is actually doing better than the Mega one. This has increased by a few dollars. I think the other one has stayed the same or decreased. Yeah, stayed the same. All right, and now we're moving on to some tag team and more modern cards. So from here, I definitely see a lot of value in these three cards just from how what the card is, the Pokemon, right? We have evolutions, we have promos. So we're taking a look at the Umbreon Darkrai. This has increased by $6. I picked this up as a 10. I'm going to be showing a lot of my slabs in probably the next video that I'll release on this channel. So if you guys aren't subscribed, liking it, and if you stayed until this at this time, 60 minutes in the video, definitely make sure to subscribe and like. So this card here went from 31 to 29. So this has actually dropped, the EV Snorlax. Look at this card. It has such unique artwork. And another surprise is that the trainer galleries, the Galarian gallery stuff didn't hold up at all. Now we're at Arceus V-Star Galarian gallery. This was at $72 2 months ago. And now it's at $57. So this has to be one of my biggest drops for raw cards for sure. Big drop. I don't know what's going on. I guess maybe people are seeing that there is a lot of Crown Zenith product out there, a lot of cards from Crown Zenith. I think though, overall, long term, I think it will look people will look back on it and will see it as a good investment. All right, now we're at the last page or so, and I'm gonna take a look at this Umbreon. Last that I saw, it was dropping, so I'm expecting this card to drop. I'm not gonna send this off to grading because I did see one imperfection on it, but maybe it could still get to 10. Not quite sure. This went from $174 to $141 in 2 months. So another one of my bigger drops for raw cards for sure. And taking a look at 151, the biggest hit from 151, Charizard, illustration rare. And this has pretty much stayed flatline. This is kind of what I've seen from 151. I feel like the market assumes that it's going to go up, but a lot of it, I think there's just a lot of products still out there, so people have to wait on that, is my opinion. And then the last card here I want to take a look is another Crown Zenith card, and again, another drop. So I'm seeing Crown Zenith dropping. I'm seeing some of the more modern cards dropping, while some of the mid-era, some of the older cards increase. Now, this is just from this assortment of cards. I'm not saying in general. But now I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to be selling on my Discord. So again, the TCG Market is the Discord that I created to be able to buy and sell. And I'm going to be putting all these cards. A lot of these cards are really clean, like this Alakazam EX with Umbreon. Look at this. Pretty clean, if not minty, if you guys can see it here. So I'm going to be putting all these cards here on my Discord. Make sure you guys are join in the server, and it's going to be under the marketplace, the new marketplace tab. So take a look. All right, fams, I'll catch you guys in the next video where I'm going to be updating you guys on the prices of my slabs. I'll see you guys next time. Later.